Allied health professionals are the third largest clinical workforce in the NHS. They make crucial contributions to treating, rehabilitating and improving the lives of patients every day. Jen's story shows the power, impact and vital role a multidisciplinary team of allied health professionals can make to positively impact patients' recovery and quality of life. This story also really showcases the meaningful impact of a personalised approach to care, that by placing a person at the centre of their care and asking what matters to you, people can more effectively manage their health conditions and live fulfilling lives. This is Jen's story.
Future was not very bright. I was told that I wouldn't walk again. I wouldn't progress any further than I was. So I didn't expect to achieve anything much more from my life. I just wanted to stay in my room and just be comfortable but left alone. And that was my whole approach to life from then on, until it was changed, of course.
During a difficult period in her life, Jen began to experience blackouts. She was left in a coma after falling and hitting her head. On waking, she was told she would never walk again. Despite her usually upbeat and sociable personality, Jen lost hope. She required support for all her personal care and rarely ventured from her care home room. Then Jen was given a lifeline with the Joint Community Rehabilitation Eastbourne, Seaford and Hailsham team, a team of occupational therapists, physiotherapists, nurses, podiatrists, falls practitioners and rehabilitation support workers that work in collaboration with adult social care. They learned about the real Jen, what her life was like before the accident and the importance of her family. Together, they talked through her immediate goals to regain her mobility, wash and dress by herself, and the actions needed to get there. With their support, Jen regained mobility and found new possibilities, shopping with friends, swimming, and even visiting her daughter in the US. This is the story of her journey to independence.
So when I first spoke to her about her reason for referral, I had this very positive and upbeat lady on the end of the phone who was saying, actually, I've had this condition, I've had 2 years where I've been kind of off my feet. I feel that there's more that I can get out of life. I feel that my quality of life's been significantly impacted by this, and she was so keen to see change for herself.
First thing that Daniela asked me, what would be my goal? What would be my goal? And I just said, to walk again. That's what I would like to do. And so he said, right, well then we'll go away and we'll work at just what we feel we can do step by step, and we'll see how we go.
And it was a series of small goals along the way. And the very first goal was, how do we get Jen that much more independence and that much more dignity returned? Because she was transferring with the assistance of 2 and the Sarah Steady. She was having lots of personal care with things like toileting, and going from being very independent to needing that much personal care. Jen was very much like, let's try and get beyond this so that I don't need to have that much help.
I just felt it was a personal request. It was really a nice approach, and it was a softer way of just you could feel more involved. Not just a physio that comes in, knows what they're doing, just leaves the few sheets and goes. That was not the case.
Made a difference to Jen to know that she was being treated as an individual with her own needs and her own requirements. Very, very important, that individuality. It boosts self-esteem, it boosts self-confidence.
I think historically there's always been this element of us going in and setting the goals and things like that, but this personalised care approach, taking it more from the point of view of the client, taking their wishes into it and being adaptive to what they want right from the beginning might not be what they hope to achieve a little bit further down the line. So it's listening to the client, involving them as much as possible with everything that they are hoping to achieve, and trying to work with them to help them achieve those goals.
In talking to Jen about what her goals were, we looked at the environment she's living in, the condition that is affecting her and how that impacts upon her journey and her life, and how engaged and positive and proactive she was in her own care. It was a balancing compensatory approaches like equipment and with rehabilitation in terms of exercise and functional goals. So it was a very interesting discussion with her about what we could achieve with her and what input we can have into her journey.
When Jen was initially seen by us, she was needing a lot of support to transfer. She was needing a piece of equipment called the Sarah Steady. And as I got more involved with Jen and the work that Jen did herself, Jen was very, very good at sticking to all the exercises and doing all the exercises that were prescribed for her. And we could see her going from strength to strength.
I started off by using the Sarah Steady, which, as you know, is a piece of equipment that you stand on and then you're pushed about, but at least you're holding on and you can get your full posture upright and feel that you're in control of your spine. I went on to the gutter frame, which has got two arms that veer out. And it's like the Zimmer.
Initially, like I say, she was using the Sarah Steady. She was needing 2 people. Dan gave her an exercise program, so some chair-based and bed-based exercises to help build up the strength in her legs. I referred her into the orthotics clinic, so then she had a little bit more support on her knee. But through doing the exercises regularly, she went from needing 2 people to help her to transfer to 1 person helping her to transfer, to eventually she was then able to transfer herself from bed to chair independently. And then as she could see the progress that she was making, we were able to keep adding in those goals. So it went from transferring with the Sarah Steady to transferring with a gutter frame, and then progressing from the gutter frame onto a relator frame, and then we gave her a 4-wheeled walker to trial, and then off the back of that she bought herself a 4-wheeled walker. But with the exercises as well, we kept progressing those exercises, making them harder, giving her resistance bands to do resisted exercises with, and just revisiting her goals all the time. Every time we came to see her, she was like, well, I was just wondering if we can, just that little bit of freedom and getting her out and about. And actually then she can now access the wider community a little bit more easily as well. So again, just being able to go out and live her life.
Really the biggest change for Jen was just going through the process of, this is going to be a reality, I'm going to walk again, which was absolutely amazing and wonderful to be part of. And I remember when she had just done the first time at doing the steps with the JCR team, saying, look at you now, you are walking, you're walking up and down the corridor. It was just absolutely amazing.
Ultimately her goal is to now go out and see her daughter in America, and that goal I think is going to be a reality for her, whereas when we first came to see her, that would have been an absolute pipe dream for her. So to be able to amend those goals and progress those goals all the way through and work with Jen, and Jen was fabulous. She really put her all into everything we gave her to do to help her achieve those goals.
I shall be going to America, fingers crossed, God willing. So I can now go on a plane. There's no reason why I can't go on a plane. So there's nothing to stop me from doing this journey to New York. I think my daughters have cried so much with joy, haven't they? It's just been wonderful, it really has. Big thank you to you all.
Jen has scheduled her trip to see her daughter for this year, and she's happily back in the swimming pool preparing for the journey. If you're inspired to take a personalised care approach in your work and help others like Jen achieve health outcomes that support their life goals, reach out to the Personalised Care Transformation team at sxicb.personalisedcarenetwork@nhs.net, or visit the Personalised Care pages of the Population Health Academy.